weather forecast today?
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go outside and relax. That's your forecast. We'll be right back.
Yeah, sunny days, sunny days, sunny days. No clouds in the sky, but I get away. Feels like it's been a freaking...
Welcome back to Contracts and Cocktails. I'm Kellie Bowling.
I'm Carolyn Smith. We are with the Coastal Estate team.
Yep. So today we're going to talk a little bit about the difference between big real estate agent teams, like
Yes.
large teams, and small teams. Like we're a small team.
Yes.
We just have the two of us and Jen and Sage.
Yes.
And, you know, how there's pros and cons to both. And, you know,
We're pros to the little teams.
of course, you know, we're a little biased on that.
Yeah, we are a
But
little biased.
I kind of relate it to like when you go to like a doctor's office that is just like, you know, maybe there's one doctor, a nurse practitioner, you know, maybe on staff, and then you have like the front desk girl, and how you know that you're going to see that doctor or that nurse practitioner every time you walk in the door, and you're not playing a guessing game as to, well, which one am I going to see today? One of 12, maybe. And how it's kind of nice to have that personal relationship with your doctor, so they're not having to like look at their notes the whole time. They're, you know, attempting
Yes.
to examine you,
Exactly.
to try to figure out why you're here, what, you know, what you were there for last time, that sort of thing, versus, you know, like a real estate team in that matter, like where, you know, you're getting us, our clients know that they're going to deal directly with us. Now there are occasions when we have to fill in for each other with showings or closings or what have you, but, you know.
And I think with being a small team, we're more aware of
Yes.
what's going on with the other one. We're familiar with each other's clients just
yeah.
from talking about them.
Yes.
We're not in a position where we're more disconnected. Like
Right.
in a very large team, you're disconnected.
Well, and we're also like, you know, if you tell me you've got somebody that's looking for something
Yes.
specific, and if I happen to catch it and vice versa,
Yes.
we tell each other, hey, did you see this one that came on the market? And it's like, oh, I hadn't checked yet today, but, you know, I'm going to send it to them. You know?
Yes.
So
Yes.
we're able to kind of like help each other with our clients because we do know more about, you know, our buyers.
And I think we stay very involved. When you become big, when you become a big team, you get, and it's very efficient.
Yes.
It is very, from a business
very
standpoint.
process driven.
It's very it's very efficient. So I get to this point and then I hand it off to you. And I'm
Right.
sort of hands off from that point. And this just happened to me. I was talking about how this just happened to me where I represented a buyer. The seller was represented by a large team. The agent talked to me maybe once, and then as soon as it went under contract, I never heard from him again. And when there were issues and I reached out to him, he didn't even respond.
Right.
I only heard from the transaction person, and there were issues that could have blown the deal up. I think that if I hadn't been willing to really work through the process, that I hadn't been an experienced agent, my buyer would have walked away from that deal.
Yes.
And because I could never speak to the agent again, he
Yeah.
literally just disappeared. Now, I'm not saying all big teams that happens. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying that does not happen with our team. That does not happen with smaller teams or individual agents, obviously.
Right,
But
yeah.
that's a big difference, you know. And is the seller's not aware, I'm just going to say, because the seller came to the property because we couldn't get in the property.
Right.
That was a whole
They
mess
hadn't
up.
coordinated that.
Yeah, so then finally the seller came and he's not aware of things that are going on. So I feel like there's something lost in translation sometimes.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we've always kind of been striving to be very, very boutique, very, very hands-on, very, very much. You're talking to us, you know we care, and we're sort of holding your hand all the way through, even when Jen's involved or the transaction
Right.
person's involved.
Well, yeah, we're seeing everything that comes through. So we know that she's doing her process, and we know what that process is. We're involved in the process. She's asking us, when do you want to do the walkthrough? When can the appraiser come? Have you heard from anybody on the other end? Because sometimes she's not being copied on things or vice versa. So we're sharing all of the knowledge between
Yes.
ourselves too. And sometimes I find, like, you know, when you're trying to like schedule a showing on, you know, a super team, I'll call
Yes.
it that, you know, on one of their listings, and, you know, maybe it's agent and company. You know, sometimes it takes a minute because it's not
Or a day.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, it may not be the listing agent who's going to accompany because they
Right.
have maybe some people who are going to do that for them. And it's
Right.
awesome that they have the ability to kind of delegate tasks to different,
Right.
you know, entities within the team.
Right.
So they have somebody for everything. And it kind of reminds me of the Air Force. My husband tells me, I don't know, was not in the Air Force, but he tells me everybody has a specific job in the Air
Yes.
Force. It's not like Like he was in the Marine Corps. So, he had like 16 jobs, but in the Air Force, that would have been 16 different people. Right. So, it's kind of reminds me of that. Everybody has like their task that they are in charge of. Yeah. And then you don't always know like who you're talking to, because maybe it's like a random email that you're sending an email out into, this virtual space. And it's just like, like we have our main, right? Hello at Coastal Estate Team.
Yes.
Like who you're going to get. You're going to get Carolyn, you're going to get Kellie, you're going to get Jen. Who are you going to get?
Right.
But you don't really know who you're talking to when you're sending that.
It is true that you don't, and you may never know who you're talking to. You're like, who is on the other end of this email?
It's like the Wizard of Oz, all in powerful, and then you pull the curtain back, and it's like this little green munchkin. What?
Pushing all the buttons.
Yeah.
Directing things.
There's definitely pros and cons to it. Like you said, it's very, efficient. It's a machine, and it can pump out a lot of work for sure, and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But sometimes, obviously we want to make money. We're not here to be making just friends and smiley faces and things like that. We do need to earn a living. But at the same time, I think that we're able to provide a more personal service.
And I think we like doing it.
Yes,
I mean, we enjoy the relationship with the client.
Definitely.
And honestly, I enjoy the relationship with other agents,
Yeah.
We wouldn't get to experience that if we were really handing everything off. We wouldn't get to develop that friendship and that relationship with other agents.
And that can help you down the road, too.
It can help you when you're in a multiple offer situation or when you're just trying to negotiate a deal, that you have some sort of personal friendship or personal relationship, past experience, that they're like, hey, I know that Kellie is going to do a great job with this, so I'm not concerned about picking her client and her over this other client, or working something out when you have to work out like problems.
Right, exactly. I mean,
believe it or not, problems occur.
Sometimes I was just recently in like negotiations over a deal, which my client did not get, but he was telling me that his seller was like, look, I mean, the offers were very similar outside of a couple of different things.
Right.
And, the seller was like, look, whichever one is going to be the easiest, right? Because that's what we all want. We don't want it to be stressful and, just bumpy roads and, things could possibly go wrong, because the more things that pop up, the more chance there is that things can kind of derail.
And people have to be able to work together.
Absolutely.
Because it's a constant negotiation until you close.
Yes.
So it's super important.
It really is. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I think that's all good. So I don't know, was that all we were going to talk about today? I think that's kind of it.
On that one, yeah. For sure.
So we have been very, very busy.
Yes.
We have been very busy. The market has been... and it's funny, I was watching Glenda Baker, who is
one of our favorites.
Yeah, one of our favorites. She's a realtor out of Atlanta, and she does a lot of social media stuff, and she was doing a live today, and she was talking about, she doesn't know what's going on, but it's crazy where she is. And it's crazy here. I think every offer we're putting in lately, there's multiple offers. Yes. It's just been, or I'll see something come on that, I don't even have anyone interested in it, but I'll see it come on the market and it's under contract in a day.
Yeah.
And so I know that we're seeing less negative media reports about real estate right now. I think we're seeing less like sky is falling kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But we really want you as buyers, as sellers, to pay attention to this, to listen to your realtor, to move forward if you're buying something, because I don't see it slowing down again. We thought that the slowdown would last longer, but it was really last quarter of 2022.
Yeah,
so.
It really was. It has picked up for sure, and I mean, still not a lot of inventory, so it's very challenging.
It's challenging, and some of the inventory is questionable. But that's why we're here, to help you dig through it. So give us a call, 321-422-2160. Email us at hello@coastalestateteam. You can also catch us, and please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. We would love for you to do that. We're getting tons of, just today, I had 2 different clients say, I love your podcast. I love your podcast. So subscribe to us on any of the channels, and also you can listen to our podcast if you just prefer to listen.
Yeah, and on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Amazon one. I don't know. It's all over the place. So,
right.
Yeah.
And yes, we are talking heads, but we're fun talking heads. So so subscribe, and we would love to hear from you. So that's it for today.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.
Sunny days, no clouds in the sky, but